Hello, you plonkers. Drewzy Yarn, episode 13, around that mark. Jesse is back here, Mr. True Footy. He's been on this podcast probably about 6 times.
Yeah, like half of them, I think.
It's all right, though, bro. You watch the Joe Rogan... Jeez. We're off to a good start. You watch Joe Rogan, he's got all the same plonkers on there all the time. And
it's true.
That's what this podcast is. Like, you don't get the most interesting people on all the time.
Okay,
so.
come on.
But no, what's going on, Jesse? It's been a while, buddy.
Not much. Yeah, it has been a little while. When did I last see you? The week after Listen Out, we did a podcast for my channel. That was the last time I saw you. And you said you were going to focus on your studies and, stop... I think you said sober October was basically the goal. How is that going well, buddy?
Yeah, it's been great, buddy. Yeah, so after Listen Out, it was a big day. Jesse disappeared halfway through the event, getting ready for Brucey. Look around, where's Jesse? No, he's got an Uber home.
Sorry, buddy, I got tired.
You got what?
Tired, that's why I texted you. That's why I texted you.
Yeah, but the last time we interacted was that True Footy podcast, and ever since then, I've just been finishing off my honours degree, which I've completed. Thank you. Round of applause, thank you. Yeah, what a slog of a thing that was.
How does it feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah, has it kicked in yet?
Yeah. Like, I finished it, like, last week, my final draft, and then I got the feedback back, like, mid this week, and there was, like, no feedback.
Oh, really? Not even worth feedback.
Yeah.
It's terrible, you failed.
Put it in the bin. Nah. So, like, I don't know, I've been sort of riding the wave for the last week. Last Friday I finished and I was like, all gas, never have to go back to uni again. Then Wednesday I finished my final copy, so I got all up and about again for that. And then Thursday I submitted it. So I've just been like riding the celebration wave, and then finished sober October yesterday. Went and had some beverages with the people that I did my degree with and my parents to celebrate. So like all throughout my undergrad, it was a process of trying to get to Freo. That was my big dream, to work for the Dockers. Like, being a Freo member since I was 4 years old, that was like my entire motivation. And then at the start of the year, got the contract. I was like, yes, I'm all in. And then they were just like, nah, you can't come in. COVID. Crazy how much the policies around that have changed. This is not a COVID podcast, but like at the start of the year, it was mandatory to be vaccinated to go onto campus. And then when we had our final presentations last week, there was a girl in there that had COVID. So just... Really?
Yeah. She had it at the time.
Literally had COVID in the room, but like 10 months previous, you couldn't be on site if you didn't have 2 vaccines. But unrelated. So the whole year, instead of being at the football club, I was just sat in a library, and it was not rewarding at all, Jesse. Let me tell you, I lived the same day. Every single day. You've probably seen it in vlogs if you've watched my vlogs, but it was literally...
religiously.
Yeah.
I actually do.
It was wake up, go outside, write me bloody goals and shit that I do, and then, drive to uni, sit in the library until 4 p.m, and then go to the gym. It's literally been the most boring year. And I'm just so eager to actually live a life where I'm not held down to anything, restrained by any institution or anything like that. But it's the sense of achievement that I've got from finishing the degree that has been the best part of it. Like, I haven't enjoyed the degree at all. But I remember the week after my 21st, I was like strongly considering dropping out. I remember sitting on this couch and I sent off an email to my course coordinator, and I was like, yeah, I've made the decision. I'm going to drop out of this degree. So, like, can we facilitate it, sort of thing? Got, like, an automated reply back saying, like, I'm on leave for the next 2 weeks. I was like, oh, boy, all right, I might have to actually pull my head in here and sort this out. And then, in that next 2 weeks, I just sort of had a bit of a mindset shift to, like, just make the smallest amount of progress every day, and then eventually I'll make it to where I want to be.
It's really a lesson, I think, in not making massive decisions about your life and reflecting on where you're at in life after a huge night out.
Yeah, literally after my 21st where I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't believe that the time has come. Like, this whole year has just been me thinking about going to England and what my content's going to be and what I'm going to do. And now it's here, so the pressure's on, bro. I've got to actually start performing because there's no excuse now. I don't have the excuse of uni. I'm not a student now. So
True.
Yeah, But
it's a stark contrast to when I finished my degree. My dad kept saying like, "Oh, make sure you tell us when your graduation is." I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then you go on Blackboard, I think it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blackboard.
Oasis, Blackboard.
Oasis is what I was thinking of. And you nominate, like, you can book in your graduation, and I ticked the box saying mail it to me instead.
Oh, really?
So I got both of my degrees mailed to me, put it in a brown paper bag, and I just handed it to my dad. I didn't even open it. He's still got it at his house somewhere.
Well, you didn't even look at it?
Nah.
Don't care?
Don't care. Yeah.
There's 4 degrees between us now, bro.
True.
We should be doing some shit except for sitting on my couch talking.
Getting warmer.
We're getting warmer.
Degrees.
Oh, yeah, degrees. 4 degrees. I'm cold. It's going to be cold in England.
Angles.
But yeah, crazy, bro. Now we have no excuse to not be the most relevant people on the planet. So
yeah, we're really thriving.
Yeah.
Do you feel any sense of pressure from that, or do you feel more liberated right now?
Definitely more liberated because one thing that like doing something for so long that you don't enjoy has taught me is like my capacity to work on something that I actually care about. Like if I can sit in a library for 6 hours a day on something that I am having to force myself to do, not making any money, not doing it with anyone. Like once I can apply that same work ethic to something where I can collaborate with people, make money, build my brand, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel pressure. Although like there will be elements of that, I'm sure, along the way. But that's just the ebbs and flows of life, bro. Some days you think that you're going to drop out of uni, the next you're celebrating at Metros.
Which we have not done.
Yes. Should we do that before I go?
I'm getting pretty old. I don't know. Every week that passes, man, I'm a little bit older.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've still got a year before I'm 30. So.
Every time you go clubbing, it's just such a reminder of why you don't go clubbing regularly. Well, some people love it, to be fair.
The only nights I really enjoyed at Metros were the ones where we used to go and I would be obliterated by the time I'd get there. So I had no sense of like self-awareness.
Shame.
No looking around at other people going, geez, I'm 10 years older than you. No, but then there's a few times we've gone sober and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
getting tired.
Yeah. Well, as you were saying, I did Sober October for the month of October. Finished a few days early, but I started a few days early as well. Timed it. And like the entire month, I've just been like working on uni, and then towards the end of the month, I've been working on this project, which I'm going to launch eventually, which is my next step. Watch this face. And the whole time I was just thinking like, man, I can't wait for Sober October to end so I can just like blow off some steam, have a few drinks with like the people that I did uni with or whatever. And then as soon as it came to that day, like the last 2 days, I've done nothing. I've just been like celebrating. I've realized that it's so much more enjoyable to just like continue to grind on whatever you want to do. Cheeks. No, like...
I like the pause.
Got to get some comedy in here.
Cheeks.
But your mind will tell you as you're like working so hard at something, like, oh, it'd be so much better to go out to a nightclub or something like that, like enjoy yourself or, you know, whatever it is, those short-term fixes. But once you do that, you realize, I don't want to be doing this. And that's what, it sort of like resets you to then go again. I think if you just work on whatever you're working towards for 7 days a week, you'll just drive yourself into the ground eventually. So you do need to have time to have off. But yeah, like those little short-term fixes, they seem like such a great idea when you're doing something for so long, and then you get there and it's just like, yeah, it's not that great. Yeah.
Can you talk about what you did for your honours? Yeah, like the actual project itself?
I'm not even sure, hey.
Yeah, okay.
I honestly can though, like...
Who cares now?
Yeah. So the title of my journal article is the constraints that... Oh no, it's the influence of individual task and environmental constraints on goal-kicking performance in elite Australian football.
So in English, for someone who might not be able to break that down in real time.
The factors that affect goal-kicking performance.
Nice.
Yeah. I can give you an elevator pitch, bro, but
yeah,
nah, I won't. But
did you have to do that as an assessment, an elevator pitch?
No, there was like a workshop, and it's like, ooh, elevator pitch.
Yeah, I remember doing that for an assessment once, and one of the students like started off by going, "Ding, hello," and nobody laughed. It was so bad. I was like, that's brave. Like I admire the confidence trying to.
I thought you would have laughed at that.
I think internally, but it was also a bit of pity. Like nobody laughed. It was painful. Feeling, hello.
I rate it.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
So basically, like, there's been like 2 other studies that have looked at the factors that influence goal kicking performance before. None of them had looked at set shot or general play goal kicking. That like they'd looked at rather set shots or general play sort of thing.
Yeah, okay.
All that research had found is that like further distances and more acute angles are like determinants of it, or like predictors of shot success.
Well, I'm glad they did that study.
Yeah, no shit. So much money goes into it.
Yeah.
But my study like added like all these new ones that like most studies only have like maybe 2 or 3 constraints that they found, and I think I had like 9 or something like that. So like if it does get published, it could be beneficial for the AFL clubs and stuff. But I'm at the point now where I'm just like, bro, I've finished my final assessment. I just want to get on with it, and if it gets published, it gets published. But it's like not my my highest priority at the moment.
Yeah,
I've got a lot that I want to do outside of uni, which I've been putting off for uni. So now it's like get it done. But yeah, scores from stoppages are much harder to score than scores after turnovers. Makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Player density, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But then, like, you can... Oh, and, like, different types of defensive pressure, obviously, as well, like corralling, chasing, closing, physical, all these, bro.
I'm guessing rush behinds weren't part of the analysis?
They were excluded.
Exclusion
criteria.
Yeah, interesting, yeah. I just said so many different types of rush behinds that categorizing it as a single thing.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it is a diving save on the goal line, or it'll be the defender actually just like pummels it over the line, if that makes sense, which are 2 very different things.
Yeah. Also, the SCG, hardest ground to kick general play goals in the AFL.
Interesting. Is that probably because player density? Yeah.
Well, it's not the smallest ground by player area.
Right.
Like I think Geelong might be. Yeah, it is round.
It's wider, and I think a GMHBA is really narrow.
Yeah,
so that makes sense.
GMHBA is like, you look at it, it looks like a tic tac. Like when you look at it from like an aerial view, when you look at the MCG, it's like an oval, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Cardinia Park, it's just like, very narrow.
Yeah, because Subiaco was like that as well.
Well, like a tic tac?
Yeah, it was long and narrow.
Yeah.
I think even more so than GMHBA, like longer. It was the longest ground, if I'm not mistaken, long and narrow.
Yeah.
Which doesn't explain why the Eagles got annihilated there for 20 years, but whatever.
What, at Subi?
No, at GMHBA. So we'd win every game at Subi back in the day, and GMHBA would not even get within 10 goals.
Yeah, I think, so the SCG, I'm just like fully talking about my study here.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. The people that like, you work under like your supervisors and whatnot, like they're like, oh, we need to get this published so like people can appreciate it. But I could just post a video about the study on my YouTube channel and it would get like literally thousands of views and more appreciation than any other study that's been done before. But because it's not in like the academic field, like it doesn't really matter. But ruckman as well, ineffective kicks. Maybe need to work on their goal kicking craft.
Yeah, again, not shocked.
Yeah. But
so by player type, you did the analysis by player type?
There was like all these different variables. What do you mean player type? Like position?
As in like ruckman accuracy versus like a medium
key forward.
Key forward.
Yeah, key forward, general forward,
okay,
midfielders.
Yeah, okay, that's what I mean.
Compared it all.
Interesting.
I think that was it. Player position. Oh, player experience as well.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So there's a few, bro. Found them all. Came in, identified every constraint that influences goal kicking performance, and bounced out of the game, bro.
Nice.
One and done. Yeah.
One of us is actually relevant to the AFL scene now.
Hey, get out of it, buddy.
I'm talking about me.
Yeah, that's why I said get out of it. Your year on YouTube has been interesting. At the start of the year, you were just like, I don't know, burnt out, I suppose. We've spoken about this before, but at the end of last year, like you were pretty much doing daily uploads. Like I was saying before, if you work on something for so long and don't give yourself a break, you're going to burn yourself out. That's probably what you did. And then at the start of the year, you were just like, you didn't really have any motivation to do it. You kept doing the Drew footy show, did videos here and there, went to Ibiza. Didn't even go to Ibiza. I wish you did.
Too old.
But you did get an erotic massage. No, we won't talk about that. Leave that in.
Leave that out.
But yeah, you came back and you sort of got on the horse again. So talk about your year on YouTube, bro.
It went swimmingly. So to clarify the burnt out part, I don't know if it was strictly that I was burnt out. That's probably like part of the explanation, but I think part of it was like, I couldn't have tried any harder. And like, I threw everything at it throughout 2021, particularly at the back end. And I didn't feel like I had a lot to show for it.
The ass end.
The what?
The ass end. The back end.
Oh,
Continue.
right. Yeah. I was like, what? Yes, that's throwing me. I didn't feel like I had a lot to show for it. So I was like, if I'd repeat that year 3 years in a row, where am I going to be? Probably still nowhere near cracking it, so to speak.
Ass.
And more ass fun. So
really
yeah,
cracking the back end.
it's kind of like setting yourself up to you want to be a bodybuilder, and then you have like a really good year where you throw everything at it and you feel like you don't look that much different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I think the extra factor is that what does the end product look like for my YouTube channel? Like I can't really envisage it as a self-sustaining business, which is the carrot that has been dangling in front of me. That's what I've been aiming for. But as it gets closer, I just still can't visualize how it would ever make money.
Still now?
Yeah.
Even after that night where you're like, bro, I'm motivated. I've got a plan.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
It's an idea. I don't think I use those words, but bro, I'm motivated. Actually, maybe I did.
No, you literally said, I'm having weird motivated thoughts. I was like, where has this been for the last 2 years?
Yeah. So specifically, that's, I'm more painting the landscape, like the picture for where I was at the start of the year.
Yeah.
But now we talked about it recently, like maybe pivoting the channel to becoming more of a brand.
Can we speak about that? Like,
I suppose so. Yeah.
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 Go.
I can't. My sponsors. So I said to you that following on from that thread of thought where me just doing videos all the time and hoping to generate enough ad revenue and then sponsorship money to make it a sustainable life. Like, I'm not even talking making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about making as much as I do right now in my actual job. Like it's so far-fetched. But so what are the other ways that you can pivot to try and make it something worthwhile?
Yeah.
And the idea that was more like making it a brand. So rather than just me relying on myself constantly to churn out content, and then yourself also making AFL videos, and we're all trying to like grow from like a grassroots level and move up. Why don't we just sort of pool our talent, so to speak, and make one recognizable brand that could then in the future, I don't know, make money in other ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it becomes more of a platform potentially across multiple platforms.
Yeah.
As a brand, I think it has more chance to succeed than one guy trying to make it on its own.
Yeah, for sure. Like doing YouTube by yourself, at the start it's fun because you're like, it's like anything. Once you first start and you're chipping away at it, like you're going to see growth, like going to the gym. Like if you go for a little bit, you're going to see growth, but then eventually you're probably going to burn out. You might need a spotter to come in and help.
Yeah.
Nah, but like Caden is a great example of it. Like he worked so hard on his channel for years and years and years. And like he got to the point where he had like 50, 60,000 subs and he's like, I've got all these eyes on my channel, but I'm still not where I think I sort of deserve to be, I suppose.
Yeah.
And as soon as he started getting more serious with people that can help him out with videos, like he's done a lot of networking in the past 12 months. Now we've seen him like really go almost into like a B-list celebrity in the AFL scene, I suppose. Like he's actually known by lots of AFL players now and people in the AFL media. And yeah, he's got a Spotify original podcast. Like he couldn't have done that off his own back. Maybe he could have, but it would have taken a lot longer. And I think like the pitch that you're going for, not the pitch, the idea sort of thing that you want to go for, it makes a lot of sense when you look at a channel like Blue Abroad, which is like lots of people contributing only to Carlton as well. But the views that channel pulls is massive.
Yeah,
they've got
the interaction between the viewer and the, like, I don't even know how he does it. And that's something Carbman does well as well. Like just even replying I'm bad at.
Yeah.
But like the interaction, like you go there and you feel like it's a legitimate channel, but you also get responded to and feel like you're part of it as well. I think that's something they both do well.
Yeah. And if you can like put your own twist on that, like we take a lot of inspiration from our Football Daily as well. Inspiration.
I think it's more you than me.
Yeah.
I rip off True Geordie.
Yeah. No, but definitely like when I first started my channel, because I started my channel because of Football Daily, the guys on there talking about it. So I just like go on their channel and be like, Jurgen Klopp's first starting 11, where are they now?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, Damien Hardwick's first starting 22.
Yeah,
where
that's
are
smart
they now?
though. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I think if you can like come up with a mix of like a football daily type channel for Australian football with multiple creators that can put content out on a platform which you have, and then you can sort of just oversee it rather than being the only driving force behind it. I think that's a great idea.
It's kind of like there's a bit of a Bunnings analogy here. It's like previously
prices just the beginning
because I work at Bunnings. Previously over the last few years, I'd be the one like hauling stock onto the shelves, making sure the store was like presentable, like busting ass. And then now I'm a coordinator and I make sure other people are doing that.
Yeah.
And then I think potentially the future for True Footy would be in making that same sort of step. I'm not talking about not making content anymore and just getting other people to do it for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think part of it's the variety that's important. But I think it would be a bit more motivating for me to be able to take a step back and not have to, because I didn't do anything business oriented for True Footy, you know, for like 2 years because I was just too busy making videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just sort of hoping that the cream would rise to the top and then eventually I'd sit back and there'd be all these opportunities everywhere, but it didn't really happen. And I probably needed to do that. But I think being able to do some more planning, having more time to do it would be the upshot from my perspective. And then I think as well, like part of the allure of it is I think there's creators out there without a platform, like really talented. And then there's other people with a platform and probably no talent. Me.
Shut up.
No, I'm joking, but yeah, that sounded like a swipe. I wasn't really thinking about anyone in particular, but I can think of several people out there that are guns, like some of the most talented creators in this space that couldn't quite push through and make their own platform sustainable because it was too big of a burden.
Yeah.
Because it is tough.
Yeah.
But they are extremely talented and they might be motivated to, you know, do a casual sort of role for True Footy and they upload like once a month or once every 3 months and it would still be worthwhile.
Yeah. And it'd just get the output on the channel much higher. Like it'd bring new eyes to it. Just be a much more well-oiled machine. Yeah. More WD-40.
Yeah, exactly. Bunnings. And then with that comes the sponsorship opportunities and then you go from there. But I mean, like you look at the other equivalents would be like, I don't know, Mongrel Punt and The Raw, who are both like, they're written. Yeah. But like being a YouTube equivalent of that. That's kind of the vague vision for it.
I think that spot in the market is still waiting to be taken as well. Like, I feel like the blueprint has been set out in the Premier League and whatnot. And we're starting to see like back chat rise with Will Schofield and like that is like becoming a bit of a platform.
Definitely.
So I think that will be gobbled up, that spot in the market eventually, whether it's you or whether it's someone else. But like, there's no way in my mind that it doesn't work out if you just keep persisting with it. Yeah,
but it's got to translate in dollars and cents. It really does. And it's, like I said, it's not about making hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's about making I like food. I like rent.
For sure.
I like renting rather. So
I like rent.
It's got to make sense financially as well because that's the other half of it.
It will take a while to get there though. Like it's not like if it doesn't make sense financially in the first 2 years, it's gonna be like rats.
Yeah.
It'll take time to build.
Yeah, but I guess the other doubt of it is just like, what's the scope? Like even if you look at the top dogs in this space, I don't know, even like, if you're looking specifically at YouTube, like Dill Buckley and Backchat and Caden, like if you just look at their views themselves and then work out the general ad revenue, it's not like, permit me to say this, but it's not like they're making hundreds of $1,000s from ad revenue. Yeah. They're finding other ways.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could find other ways, you can get that rent in.
Yeah. I'm actually intrigued how Will Schofield makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if he makes a lot of money.
Well, he does commentary and stuff on the side as well.
Yeah, for sure. And he's probably made like $400,000 a year for the last 10 years playing AFL. But
probably all sorted.
And he's well sponsored. I suppose the networking aspect of that comes in handy. Yeah, you're more likely to jump on a Will Schofield podcast just because of his name.
Could you not like apply your marketing degree or like what you know about that space to your channel if you had more time to?
Well, what would that benefit? Like, it would help me pitch to sponsors potentially.
No, but like having a strategic plan for where you want your channel to go.
The biggest question is you have to work out where you want your channel to go, and that was what I probably always struggled to work out in my head.
Yeah.
But it's YouTube itself is like all the marketing you really do is via the algorithm, really. Do you know what I mean? There's other methods of bringing other people to YouTube, like Google AdWords and stuff like that, but it's not that effective at all. The best way to build a brand on YouTube is to have videos that pop.
Yeah.
There's no real other strategic element that you can do other than, good titles, thumbnails, and content.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There is a pretty good meritocracy on YouTube, and sort of. But like if you do the right things well, you'll do well. If that makes sense. But we can all think of examples of people who've gotten heaps of views, and you're just like, how?
Hey Jesse, do you manscape?
I do.
What do you use?
The Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 and
Nice.
all of their accessories and shampoos, conditioners, etc.
Your balls must look fantastic.
Yes, I'll show you later.
Well, Jesse, they're not only for the balls anymore. They've branched out, and they now
Story
have
of my love life.
Nice.
Kidding.
The Platinum package is now out, Jesse. It has a body wash, a 2-in-1 shampoo, a deodorant, a cologne, and of course, the Lawnmower 4.0. And if you use code Drewzy20 at checkout, Jesse, all caps, no spaces, you get free worldwide shipping and 20% off your order. I use it. Jesse uses it. All my homies use Manscaped. If you're a fan of the channel, use the code, sort yourself out. It's a great product, and you won't need to get any more grooming products for a very long time because they are the top of the range. The old Manscaped products. Thank you for sponsoring the video. Let's get on with the rest of the podcast.
You can now buy it at Woolies.
And you can now buy it at Woolies. TikTok. Algorithms. Views. The TikTok, you cannot not post 100 TikToks and not be somewhat like have great exposure. It's impossible.
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, the only reason I haven't done it is lack of time and interest. So I'm not staunchly against uploading on TikTok by any means. But I have found that even if you do pop off on there, it doesn't really translate to getting attention on YouTube. And the reason you want attention on YouTube is to get paid for it. Just to make that clear.
I disagree. I reckon.
Have you found that you've gone up in like views and subscribers when you've had a good period on TikTok? Is that what you're saying?
My just exposure on me has definitely gone up. Like
Premiere Pro.
when I went to Melbourne and New South Wales at the end of July, I saw Bailey, who does all Caden stuff, and he's like, "Oh, how are your TikTok numbers going?" And I'm like, "They're not. Like, I'm not posting on TikTok at all." And he's like, "What are you doing? Like, you can't you're not playing the game if you're not on TikTok. You're not even in the race if you're not on TikTok at this point."
Yeah.
That's what's like shot Caden through the moon this year as well. Another factor is he posts TikToks pretty much every day. And I noticed, so once I got back from Melbourne, I started posting more on TikTok and just started getting recognized way more when I went out.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't really necessarily translate from like 10 views on TikTok equals 1 view on YouTube necessarily, but it's that exposure, which is all important. Like you can't just look at your YouTube analytics as the only factor or the only like measurable statistic for what you measure your success on. Although it is what it comes down to at the end of the day. Like there's more that feeds into that lake.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But at the end of the day, we're trying to make this a business. So you look at it from a business perspective. And so those analytics are the important ones in terms of how much you make. And I realize I'm coming across as someone who's just really in it to make money. It's not the case at all. But if you're looking, any like small business would look at, is this translating into making more money? Should I put my attention there?
Would you say you're more optimistic or pessimistic about YouTube in general?
I think I'm coasting without really thinking too much about it at the moment.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a problem because I've been moderately active on it.
Yeah.
I had about a week off last week because I had a 6-day week at work and I was just exhausted. And I've been getting into the gym and prioritizing the gym, to be honest. But I'd say I'm moderately optimistic.
Is like in your mind, where does what does true footy look like in 4 years?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really think about it that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, true. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't really, there's no given that it's going to be around. Do you know what I mean?
Rats.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that far ahead, I guess, is my honest answer to that.
Do you think far ahead about where you want to be in 4 years? Like what you want to be doing? So you're just cruising?
Yeah.
How old are you?
That's good.
Serious
Subtle,
question.
28.
28. Oh, yeah, sweet. You're fine.
Yeah.
Everyone says, like, just piss away your 20s and then once you turn 30, then you can turn it up. Age is just a construct, bro. Males also have...
not. The numerical system is, but age itself is not a social contract.
It literally isn't. What was I going to go with that? Oh, we're lucky as males that, like, we can still, like, be biologically active until we're, like, 40... Well, whenever really. You can have kids.
You can have kids that, like, I think there's like 90-year-old fathers out there.
What?
I think so.
Yeah, if they had kids when they were 45. Their kids are 45 years old and they're 90.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, I remember hearing there was a 90-year-old who had a kid.
And he was 90.
Yeah, but I think what gets difficult is, getting it up at that age.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
Your sperm, like, I don't think you get any. Well, you probably get a bit less
dust
fertile.
on it.
Yeah, you'd probably get less fertile, but you never don't go infertile like women do.
Yeah. So, like, do you feel any? So, when women approach your age, they would sort of start to feel that pressure to like, all right, I need to settle down because, like, in 10 years' time, I might be infertile or whatever. Do you feel the pressure to sort of settle down or get a normal job or anything like that at this point in your life?
I wouldn't call it pressure. I would, if I could choose to have found the right person right now, I would.
You'd settle?
Yeah. But it's very much, it is what it is. Like, you shouldn't go chasing the relationship. You just find the person first and then, you know what I mean? It's got to be the right person, not the right, you shouldn't just marry someone because you're at that right age, at that right time, you've been together a certain while.
Yeah.
But if I could choose to be in a loving relationship, I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready to settle then, buddy?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't what you wanted to hear, is it?
No, we're going to the moon, buddy. No, I'm
Go to the moon.
Crypto. The thing about what you want your channel to potentially become, which is why I like the idea so much, is because I'm moving to England quite soon. And I've had lots of questions about, like, what am I going to do next year? What's my content going to look like and whatnot? And living in England and making AFL content would be, like, I don't know, just be a bit tricky. Like, when I made Premier League content from here, it, like, felt not authentic because I'm just absorbing the same amount of content as everyone else is, like watching the highlights or just YouTube and then having my own take on that. Whereas, like, on the AFL, I can go to the games. I know the sport inside and out. But once I'm on the other side of the planet, I'm not going to have that same
connection.
Yeah. So I don't really want to just be doing like a 9 Things We Learned, a Drew footy show, which is what I sort of intended my channel to be when it started out. But I'm starting to think of more ideas to pivot. But at the same time, I don't want to just stop making football videos. So if I could post like a 9 Things on your channel next year, or any sort of video that I've done over the last few years, like whatever it is, most likely to break out or most disappointing Brownlow predictions, like that sort of stuff.
Did you say most disappointing Brownlow predictions?
Nah, I was just, like different videos, most disappointing players, Brownlow,
right.
you know what
Maybe I
I'm saying?
misheard you.
That was a karma.
Yeah.
So I think, like, the plan for me next year is, like, I'm going to try to collab as much as I can when I get over to England. I think that's the best way to grow, like networking. And over there, like, there's so many people that understand the algorithm and know how to, like, sort of what content you have to make and, like, the market. They understand that, like, the blueprint, I suppose, whereas we're sort of just raw dogging it, just like...
I love that expression.
Making it up as we go along, I suppose.
Raw dogging it.
So, like, yeah, I think my plans for next year is going to be, like, obviously live in England, collab with as many creators over there as I can, sort of try to make my way up in the, I don't know, like, I don't just want to be pigeonholed into the AFL scene, but if I can make videos on your channel so I still have that exposure to the AFL scene, it's less of a risk to go all in on the content that I want to make, because if I come back here, I can just get back into AFL content.
We kind of skipped a step there for the viewers and listeners because we talked about how True Footy we were a brand. We didn't actually address that. What we were discussing is the fact that you and I might collaborate on and upload both of our content, AFL content, to True Footy going forward. Just to clarify.
Yeah, and then I can motivate Jesse to not settle down.
Don't worry, man. There's no females out there buying what I'm selling, so I think you got some time.
No, don't say that.
You got some time, buddy.
That's sad.
It is. Yeah. Welcome to my internal monologue for the last 2 years. I'm joking.
Nah, not actually.
Yeah, so the idea being that we pool our resources and I wouldn't say talents, but no. So that then True Footy becomes the AFL channel, so to speak, and then to clarify, you would get paid what you would normally get paid for uploading on my channel. It's not me just collecting all your AdSense from now on, and then that allows you to pivot your channel to the other things. Because I remember when you were a guest on my podcast the first time we met. The exact phrase you said was, "I'm going to milk the AFL scene for everything it's worth and then move to England."
And here we are.
So yeah, back then you said
no more milking.
Yeah, back then you said that you were going to move away from AFL content. So that is what you're intending to do, at least on your channel. Yeah.
But like the reason I started up my channel was because I wanted to get into AFL media. I've always said that I wanted to be a commentator.
Yeah, that's true.
And even though right now our live streams are pretty like shitty quality compared to like the Kickoff or Cardman.
Oh yeah, true.
Like the talk is good, but like the just webcam with a scoreboard, like it's not great.
No.
But that's like my attempt as I have the resources to do right now.
Yeah.
But eventually I could see myself doing like live streams for a living potentially, like as we've seen the blueprint that True Geordie has done with the Kickoff and whatnot.
Yeah, that's cool, hey?
So I have enjoyed my time of making AFL videos, Jesse, and I have been milking, but I've enjoyed the milk. It wasn't just like a strategic plan. I'm going to take everything out of the AFL and then, yeah.
I knew that. Yeah, you said it in a facetious way. It was funny, yeah.
But yeah, I've got the milk frozen in your freezer.
Frozen in my freezer.
Yeah, the True Footy freezer.
All right, I'll keep it cold for you, buddy.
Thank you, my queen. But I sort of have a new vision for what I want my content to look like. I just don't want to be pigeonholing myself in AFL content.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know. I want to be your Swiss Army knife, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be better for your channel if it didn't, like going forward, have a mixture of AFL and other stuff. I think you're more likely to succeed in the other stuff if it's focused on one thing.
Yeah.
Rather than going from AFL on the Monday and then your other videos that you intend to do.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you're not going to lose any momentum with the footy stuff because... Yeah, you'll still be doing it on my channel theoretically, and then you'll still be recognizable through True Footy. Yeah, and like for me, I don't really care if I'm recognizable, but I'd rather True Footy be a thing rather than people knowing who I am on the street. If that makes sense.
It doesn't sound egotistical. I want people to watch my videos for me rather than like the title and the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Whereas like. Which is weird because all my videos for the last 2 years have all been like AFL in the title, AFL in the thumbnail.
Well, that's just what you got to do. It's smart.
Yeah. And it's just like whoring out for views, I suppose.
Yeah.
You said that on a podcast once.
Did I?
Yeah, like you're a real whore for the algorithm or something, something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my model has been like, I started off with hardly any of myself on the channel other than the podcast, which nobody watched. And then like I would do the voiceover videos and stuff like that. And then eventually people just started to know me a little bit more and I introduced myself and the personality a little bit later.
Yeah.
I like to think that some people don't hate that. So they stick around and they enjoy the personality as much, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird. Not to go on a tangent, but it's weird how True Footy is sometimes. It's like straight up analytical, nerdy shit, and then just like wildly inappropriate humor every now and then. It's quite a weird mix that I've got. It's a good blend. Yeah, I have no idea how much people think I'm funny. Who cares?
Legit. Some of the stuff we've said on the Drew Footy show in the past has just been
and it doesn't cop a comment. It's just more like I agree with you on the Saints.
Oh, Ross Lyons there now, bro. That's gross.
True.
Is that, we're not going to talk about St Kilda, but like, is that not just like a 10-year like backwards step.
It's a little bit cucky from St Kilda.
What do you mean?
Like, it's like going after the girlfriend that cheated on you.
Yeah, it's like going back to your ex.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah, because he walked out on them.
Yeah,
and I don't know the specific circumstances of that. Some Dockers fan was telling me that that it was St Kilda that took too long to offer him a contract.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like the narrative at the time was he just got a massive offer from Fremantle.
I think their relationship was strained a bit, and then he's like, all right, I'll go to Freo.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's funny. St Kilda.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're getting a coach that is successful.
Yeah,
like he's not a premiership coach, but he's turned teams
as close as you can get to it.
Yeah, he's turned teams from that were middling to competing for a flag at least twice.
Yeah, football.
Yeah, enough about that.
I think I've really just said everything I want to say about like the future of like what next year is going to be. Like, it's just going to be collabs. I want to just do more like vloggy type videos. That's what I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Like the biggest hesitancy for me is like I can upload in 9 things and get 3,000 to 4,000 views, which is just easy. Like I'm comfortable doing that. Whereas if I upload a vlog or a Q&A or whatever it is, like it's not going to get those views guaranteed. So yeah, having that backup by uploading on your channel and going for this different sort of content that I want to make, I think it's the best plan of attack. I'm going to start posting way more on TikTok, like especially when I get to England. I'm thinking of making a new TikTok account called Drewzy UK, and then just like posting like whatever I'm up to. I feel like I just think TikTok's algorithm is so good if you get it right. So I don't want to be posting all of this different stuff on my current TikTok, which is all the hashtags are AFL, football, AFL highlights and whatnot.
Right.
And then try to pivot to like a completely different TikTok algorithm. Like I don't want to be held back in the AFL algorithm and not be on the For You page as much. So if I make a new account, apparently out of every 10 TikToks you make, 2 will go on the For You page minimum.
Wow.
So if I can just, get some, I don't know, banging TikToks over there, because there's no ceiling on the views that you can get on TikTok. You can literally just get millions of views.
Yeah, it seems quite geared to the creator, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like the half of the algorithm is making it addictive for people who upload, whereas YouTube's not like that.
I don't know if, maybe some people are addicted to the views and whatnot. But
well, maybe not addicted, but like there's a dopamine rush that's associated with uploading a banging TikTok, so it motivates you to do more because you think you're being successful.
Yeah.
So what I mean is TikTok's algorithm has got the creator in mind, whereas the YouTube algorithm really is just about making the good content do well.
Yeah.
At least as well as it can with the algorithm that it has.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, sort of YouTube's what algorithm? It's a weird one. YouTube's a lot different. It's like long form content. You gotta like scroll to find the video that you want to watch and whatnot. But like, I don't know. You can just post whatever random video. It's probably not a good thing because the amount of kids that would post a TikTok and it'd get like millions of views and their like self-esteem would go right through the roof and then just like come plummeting back down. Yeah. And like, it's not a good app to just be on all the time as well. Like
I haven't touched it in like 2 months. Hey?
Yeah.
Whereas I used to be on it like all day.
Yeah. Well, it's just like those little dopamine spikes. Like and the attention span of people these days. Are you still watching at home? Is there anyone there? Hello? Like not many kids would click on this podcast because it's too long and they don't have the attention span to watch it. And that's solely due to TikTok.
Yeah. And YouTube as well probably wouldn't promote it.
What, attention span?
Yeah, I wouldn't promote the longer form videos for that reason.
YouTube doesn't?
It tends to. Like, you can usually tell in the first 30 minutes of uploading a video, my podcast will always be way down immediately. It's because that's how much YouTube is putting it out there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like my reacting, I don't know if this is interesting at all, but my reacting to my predictions was 26 minutes and it tanked.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was just slightly outside that window.
Bit long.
YouTube, if it's a bit long, YouTube doesn't put it out as much.
Yeah, and that's like, we've seen shorts come out, reels come out. They're all trying to follow that TikTok trend.
Yeah.
So I think I'm literally going to make another channel for like Drewzy shorts or something like that, and just because I think it looks
your pants collection.
Yeah.
Try on hauls.
Sure, won't be doing that.
Is there any benefit to making another channel for Drewzy shorts on YouTube?
I just feel like it makes your channel look so ugly. Like when you go through someone's videos and it's like video, short video. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if algorithmically it's a good idea not to make a second channel though.
Do you think it's not a good idea?
Yeah.
I'll
On
have to look
YouTube
into
anyway.
it.
I don't know much about TikTok. But.
Yeah. I just want to like, after like speaking to Caden at the end of last year, he was like, nah, like this year there's no way that I'm not like sort of making it. Like he just strategically planned it out, what he's going to do on TikTok, what his podcast's going to look like, what videos he's going to have regularly on his channel. And just having that plan in place has given him something to follow and it's succeeded. So I just like, new TikTok account for like just England specific content.
Fair enough.
Have you seen that English dude that like goes to the A-League games, that black dude? Nah? I don't know his name. But he just came to Australia and was like, you lot move weird in Australia, fam. And we're just like, you know what I mean? Just like...
Does he do well?
Yeah, he did very well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he went back to England for like 2 months during the summer and now he's back.
Yeah.
So, but his entire content was just like an Englishman living in Australia with a bit of a comedic twist.
Yeah.
Which I think shouldn't be too tricky to do in England.
In
Australia, funny. No, for me to do in England as an Australian.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But it's going to be so whack because like I speak like a POM most of the time in my videos. So like by the time I get over there, my accent's going to change like that.
It will change.
And then I'm just going to be in English. I'm just going to be a POM. Got my passport on the way and all, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, those videos where it's like a foreigner reacting to AFL always smash.
Yeah.
Because Australians are so intrigued with how our sports are perceived everywhere else.
Yeah.
So like American, like some of the channels that like skyrocket. It's just like an American watching the highlights of a grand final, and then the reaction will be like, "Oh damn!" You know what I mean? And then we'll get like tens of thousands of views.
Have you seen that Speed dude? I Show Speed.
Nah.
Oh, he's like the biggest creator in the world. I'm tempted to say right now. He played in the Sidemen charity match.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch that? Not see any highlights or anything?
It was on 11:30 or something.
Yeah. So he just like he's a live streamer. I haven't watched him too much, but like he's just hilarious. He's like this 17-year-old kid. He's pretty much like the next KSI sort of.
Yeah, right. No, never heard of him.
Like
I haven't really been on much on YouTube the last year, to be honest.
Like if you think of like the early days of KSI, like pack openings, just screaming and just doing like outrageous shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he does. But yeah, he's popped off and he reacted to I think it was like high school Australian football. He's like, bro, what the fuck is this? But yeah, everyone that watches that's below the age of 29 would know who Speed is.
Yeah. Hey, I'm below the age of 29 for another month.
Oh, true.
Bitch.
Happy birthday in a month.
Thanks, buddy.
Gotta get you a nice present.
No, you don't.
So, the next month and a little bit before I move to England, I'm just going to be working on this project that I have coming along, Jesse. Hope the plonkers enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting once it gets going, but I've got plenty to do, plenty to learn. Keep your eyes peeled. It'll be everywhere anyway.
Have you started it yet?
I've started aspects of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got plans all in the cranium.
It's a device where you can extract the meat off of horses before they die.
What?
It's from The Office.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Just cut that.
I'm leaving that in for sure.
It's from The Office, all right.
But I'm going to be moving to England, Jesse. What are you doing next year, bro?
I am... Can't think of a funny response because I know you're just trying to lead me into a particular answer. I have also been dabbling with the prospect of maybe thinking about considering also moving to England.
Yeah.
Unrelated to you and unrelated to Dylan, who's also moving there. We're all moving there separately.
Yeah.
So goodbye, True Footy. It's been real.
Nah. Could be nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking of working holiday.
Working holiday?
Yeah. Well, that's what the visa is literally called.
So how does that work? Holiday?
You get a 2-year visa and essentially means you can go there and you have the right to work, as opposed to if you just fly to England right now and apply for a job, you don't have the right to work. Whereas a working holiday visa allows you to get a job there.
Yeah, okay.
So essentially you could go there and live there for 2 years.
Is your idea to travel a lot while you're there?
Yeah, ideally, yeah. It really depends how much money I'm going to have. Like I've been saving. I just spent 15 grand on my trip recently. Yeah. So, but I should be all right. So I'm intending to go there and probably get a job ideally in like marketing, which is one of my degrees. And
digital media.
Yeah.
No. That would be hot.
You reckon?
That'd be so good.
Digital media sounds so boring.
No, it's
Facebook ads and stuff.
No, like content creation media, bro.
Ugh.
That's what you need for true footy to survive.
I find it a boring activity. It's not fun marketing.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like Facebook ads for...
Yeah.
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 And
But if you could get a gig...
that's what the vast majority of digital media is. It's like copywriting, writing like with emojis in like Facebook posts and then promoting them.
Yeah. Would you like, if like you could apply at Football Daily, would that appeal to you? Like doing whatever you could do there? Like,
I would definitely look at an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that would be pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a broke uni student, Jesse, and I'm moving to the other side of the world, so I don't think you need much money.
This is true. Although I do need to rent a place as opposed
true.
to you. So that is literally the biggest difference.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be traveling on pennies. Like I've got my ticket over there, and then like once you're there, all of the travel is quite cheap. Because you're on the doorstep of Europe.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm literally just gonna like earn a little bit of money, get flights to wherever and a place to stay, and then just like go.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it sounds cheesy, but it's more the culture that you want to experience rather than like the luxuries that place has to offer. Like you don't need to stay in a 5-star hotel and do all of the touristy shit. Like you can just walk around and meet people and whatnot. So yeah, that's the plan. But if this project goes well and I'm making enough money once I'm over there, fingers crossed, potentially move up to London. Lad pad.
Yeah.
Lads.
You can pay most of the rent.
Lads in London. But yeah, that's the plan, man. We could just wrap it up there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Drewzy yarn number 13-ish.
Probably isn't. It's probably like 15.
Plus minus 4.
Yeah.
We're about to film a draft prospects video on Jesse's channel, so make sure you go check that out. Thank you for coming on the channel, Jesse.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you in the next video.
What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? Goodbye.
Hello.